what I snuck back from Dubai. I love coffee events. You can bring coffee, that's not a problem. But this, I'm not so sure. This is a traditional coffee brewer from the Middle East. And check this out. The Emiratis love coffee so much that they even put it on their money here. It was apparently around 50 years old. Family used to use it, or at least that's what the guy told me. But more on this later. This is a Dallah. Dallah. You're gonna have to correct me on that one. Hey everyone, if you have never gotten the chance to visit a specialty coffee expo, event, trade show, whatever you want to call it, I highly suggest you do so at least once in your life. Here's why. I am here at the World of Coffee in Dubai. The World of Coffee is an event that typically travels to different cities around Europe, but this is their second year in a row here in Dubai. And I am here because I've been hearing so many great things about the specialty coffee scene in the Middle East, and I knew that I had to come check it out for myself. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 ways that you can make the absolute best of your next coffee event. Whether you have to jump continents or jump on the metro, we'll be looking at a few of the newest products from high tech to old tech, tasting a ton of unique coffees, coffee from India, from Yemen, popping by the National Barista Championships, and meeting passionate coffee people from literally all corners of the globe. So make sure you stick around till the end to hear some of my final thoughts and insights. But for now, let's dive right in. And so this right here, this is the Roasters Village. So you'll find coffee from all over Dubai, all over the Middle East, and all over the world. There's actually a coffee roaster over here from Toronto. So I'm gonna go catch up with them really quickly and have my first coffee of the day at the event. Pirates of Coffee. By the way, my advice here is to be very, very selective with the coffee that you're drinking. Don't get over caffeinated. You literally have the best coffees in the world right in front of you. So try those first. I've known Abbas, the founder of Pirates of Coffee, for quite some time now, and they brought some incredible coffees. One of them they called the Smoothie, which they have in filter and in espresso. It's a honey-processed anaerobic Castillo variety from Colombia. They're also known for bringing a lot of coffees from Yemen to Toronto, and this is where I met Abdul from Mocha Not Mocha. I learned so much about the coffee and current situation in Yemen from him, but I'll have to leave that for another video. There's a lot to get into. In the meantime, we popped over to 3 Coffee to cup some of these coffees and of course, taste some other ones as well. I love the design here. The branding is on point, and I actually got to meet Drew, one of the co-founders who originally is from New Zealand, but he's been living in Dubai for a long time, and they do all the design themselves. They source great coffee from all over, and I tried a few from Colombia, Yemen, Panama, and they have some other interesting products too, like merch, cupping spoons, instant coffee, and even espresso gummies. Don't ask me how they taste, I didn't get to try, but they are there. The second way to take advantage of a coffee expo is to gain new perspectives on what people are doing with coffee. For example, I found that George from Egypt was making beautiful portraits out of pure coffee beans. I'm curious actually what you could do with some coffee artwork, so leave it down in the comments. If you have anything, I'd love to check it out. I also quickly stopped by a panel chat to learn that Robusta coffee was being grown in Ghana.
Quality coffee that is coming out from Ghana.
Of course, Oatly was around collaborating with The Barn. That's gotta be pretty good. And then I stopped by the Barista Championship to see what was coming along. Well, it seems like they're just ramping up, so I'll swing by later. Now, the third reason to attend one of these events are all the inspiring coffee projects from around the world. And since I had spent some time in India a few years ago checking out the coffee farms there, I was really excited to see these Indian coffee brands at the show. I don't even think my mic's on. Oh, it is, okay. This is my first time trying, it's Liberica, right?
This is a Liberica.
In espresso.
It's actually a carbonically macerated Liberica, in fact.
Wow.
So it's a very unique,
wow.
unique coffee.
That is very unique. That is, I'm gonna take some time to process this one, but no, it's very, very nice. Caffeine content, what's the main difference?
It's slightly lower. It removes most of the harshness that is associated with Arabica is gone.
There's really
Robusta is gone.
Robusta, yeah. There's not that much bitterness at all in this cup.
This is a sick mic, man.
Yeah, it's awesome mic. It's a Rode wireless too. I'm here with Raul in Subco Coffee, and he's gonna give us the rundown of what's going on here.
Hey guys, my name is Rahul. Rahul. We are visiting Dubai from Bombay, India. We run a specialty coffee roastery, craft bakehouse, and most recent, we make chocolate now too, essentially. We have a single intent, that is to redefine, reimagine the contribution of the Indian subcontinent to the global craft specialty coffee conversation through design, through meticulous sourcing, through processing interventions. We only try to source and sell 85 plus point coffee, all sourced from the Indian subcontinent as of now. Over here you've got a really cool new project where we're sourcing coffees from the northeast of India. It's called Project Seven Sisters. The Seven Sisters are referred to as the seven remote northeastern states of India, bordering Thailand and Myanmar. So that's that project, and we've created this bespoke layering for that. The second one over here is koji processed coffee. So they're koji fermented naturals, so we incorporated Japanese scripts along with Hindi and Urdu, and we sort of created a layer of interesting, pictography around the processing here. And this is a very special one. We call it Project Pearl. So now this is very interesting. This is actually all about the producer himself. So this is his family album that we've actually incorporated directly into the packaging. That's his grandparents when they got married. That's him as a child looking like a G. And all of his favorite vinyl record collections the lyrics are all over this packaging over here. We also, as I mentioned, are just about to start Sabko Cacao, which is essentially our bean to bar, we call it pod to bar cacao brand. So just one more thing over here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry. So we have a design studio and a creative studio that we've actually built in-house. You can see things like these stamps that represent multiple species in India that grow. So Arabica, and then you have your Excelsa or Liberica that we're pulling on espresso today.
Specialty coffee from India. It's definitely something I don't get to try every day, so I went to find more. So we're here at Blue Tokai, Indian coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
So good.
You guys slurp.
Yeah.
You guys slurp.
This is a very fruity coffee. We were just explained that it comes from a region that's very, very dense. So the beans take a long, long time to mature. Really packed with flavor.
It's a limited edition series we launch every year, about 8 to 10 coffees, and they're experimental nano lots. So our customers, and we really look forward to this one. So the light roast that you just had was from the producer series. It's the last of our batch from last year.
Okay. So this is also something very fun to look out for in these types of expos, is huge crowds. Check this out. Okay, so it's probably just, it seemed like a product toss, but I think they just wrapped up some sort of competition. Somehow I came up with a little coffee sample here, but let's go check out the next booth. This next one, number 4, is probably one of the biggest reasons why you would want to visit if you're a coffee professional or a coffeepreneur, and that is checking out and testing the latest, newest products.
How did it go?
The Kickstarter went great. Today we're brewing coffee with the Etkin 8-cup coffee dripper. It's designed to make up to a liter coffee. The filter wants to collapse under the weight of the brew water, and so the ridges keep the filter from sticking to the bottom of the device, which would cut off airflow and cause your brew to clog. And so I'm going to brew up about 750 mils. So this is like that classic, 1 to 16.666667 kind of golden ratio. It's made from Turkish porcelain. These are made in Kütahya, Turkey. We have a very close relationship with our factory. We visit them almost every month. In the same way that single origin coffee, right, we really kind of respect the provenance of that bean, be able to trace it back to the farm and to know really that whole supply chain. We feel like equipment should have the same kind of transparency. You should know the factory that your equipment comes from. You should know about the working conditions for the people who made your equipment, just like you might care about that for the people who roasted and grew your coffee, right?
And check this out. I'm at the Ethiopia stand, and they actually brought in real coffee plants. So these are all planted in here with the soil and everything. So if you've never had the chance to see a coffee plant, this is the perfect stand to do so. Very slurpy. Next, I popped by Earth Roastery's booth to try something I don't see very often. Minas Gerais. So this is my first time trying specialty Robusta, or at least in a long, long time. So yesterday we tried the Liberica. Now we're gonna try this. Wow. Yeah. That is very good. It's obviously not your typical super fruity, super floral, but it's deep, it's smooth, there's no astringent notes. I'm curious, does it have a lot more caffeine in it too because it's Robusta?
Yeah, because Robusta normally caffeine more than Arabica.
How much more? Like double?
It's yeah, almost like
Almost double the caffeine. So if you're a real coffee lover and a caffeine lover, this is maybe the drink for you because it's very, very nice and smooth. You might actually be familiar with April Coffee out of Copenhagen and specifically their YouTube channel. Patrick is always dropping mad coffee knowledge on there as a seasoned coffee competitor. And if you've tried their ceramic April dripper, well, they've now come out with their own plastic version by popular demand. And speaking of coffee competition, let's see how the championship is going. Seems like they're still setting up for something. Oh, I need to take a little break. So unfortunately, I won't be able to visit every single new product and coffee stand here at the show. The last video that I made in an event like this was Host Milano. And if you want to check that out, there's a link right up here. A lot of the new products were featured there. But today, these are kind of the ones that are standing out to me the most. So let's go grab some more coffee. Oof, more pour overs. All this hand brewing is kind of making me tired just watching. There's got to be some sort of one-touch solution out there. Like press a button, get a coffee. Here we go. This is Mavan. Their under-the-counter super automatic espresso machine. I ran into my friend Lewis here who explained the whole thing. Basically everything is magnetic underneath. To get a little bit nerdy, there's a 58mm portafilter with 2 Ditting grinders with Malconic bursets feeding the group head, so to speak, and the water gets fed from below, the coffee from the top, right through the group head into the cup. Of course, you can adjust the grind size here and load it up with different coffees of your choice. All right, another super automatic machine company here, Eversys. They also have a milk dispenser built into this model, and a kind barista showed us that it does in fact work well for latte art. I'm seeing a bit of a trend here. The Latte Art Factory also makes a milk foamer, but this was the first stand that I saw using a non-dairy milk in their machine. I'm pretty sure this was oat milk, so I appreciated seeing that was possible as well, because that is definitely in high demand in a lot of coffee shops. Some more nice latte art here, and wow, look, a swan. But we're still not quite done with the automatic machines. Last up was the DK Milk Foamer. I make a coffee. This one, no?
no, double.
It's probably the easiest espresso that I've made before.
At the same time, get latte.
At the same time, okay. So if we come over here, you can see the latte.
And press yes.
Yes, okay. This is probably the easiest milk foaming that I've done before as well. So as I mentioned before, I'm no latte artist. I've tried many times, but let's see how this helps me out as a barista here. So it looks very nice and foamy. I'm gonna just give it a quick tap, little cortado.
Now,
Hey, not bad.
It's okay, but it's not the best. It's a little tulip.
That's actually really good.
that's a home barista.
Home barista. I want to try one more. No, I'll do like a little
latte art
Rosetta.
contest.
Do you know, I try to make hearts and they come out looking very realistic, like the actual heart.
Good, good.
Okay, it's a little bit better. I could use some practice.
Like champion of home barista.
Should I try?
Champion home.
And I know I told you that I was getting tired of seeing all these hand brews, but who am I kidding? I'm always such a sucker for artisan, handcrafted coffee. So after all that tech, I was really excited to step back into local tradition. This is the Arabic coffee, one I was talking about. Basically, it's how it's been done since the early days, hundreds of years. Roasted very light, mixed with different spices, some cardamom, maybe some cloves, different recipes, and extended brew time. And it's always paired with local dates. So this was definitely something I was looking forward to here. But let's buzz on back to the competition, see how they're doing. Seems empty. I think I missed it. But that was gonna be my 5th reason to attend one of these specialty coffee events, and that is the coffee competitions. Whether it's the Barista Championship, the Coffee and Good Spirits, Brewers Cup, Latte Art, Turkish Coffee, Jezve Ibrik competition. These competitions are a really big part of coffee culture. And they're a great way as well to showcase new coffees, new products, coffee farmers from around the world, and to just push boundaries in many different ways. So make sure you make some time for that, unlike me. And a huge congratulations to Miriam Erin Pinsa, who took home the UAE Barista Championship Nationals this year. So she'll be moving on to the World in Athens later on. And I know that a lot of work and dedication and energy goes into preparing for these competitions. So they are very much worth checking out if you've never seen one before. And those, what I just showed you, were some of the things that stood out to me the most. Hopefully you took some inspiration from these new products, new coffees, whether you're a cafe owner or a roaster, or maybe you're just a home barista and you want to be at the cutting edge. But the biggest thing about these events really are the connections that you make. It's the people that you meet. You know, being face-to-face really is the best way to get to know the industry more. So if you saw any products or coffees or any concepts that you want to know more about, leave that down in the comments and maybe I can integrate that into a future video. But now would be a great time to subscribe because I'm going to be doing a little bit of a coffee tour around Dubai, showing you some of the biggest, the most luxurious coffees here in the Middle East. So hope to see you in that video. Hope to see you soon. Cheers.